Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Wow, what a beautiful day. It's been nothing but rain and wind for a few days now. And today's my birthday. I turned 56. Yay! Can't believe I'm 56. I'm almost 60. How did that happen? But yeah, I traded a little bit today, made a little bit of money, and now I'm gonna do a hike. There's this trail that it's just off the Forest Service Road, off one of the bridges to this little creek or river or whatever it is. But yeah, the trail's pretty hidden. I read about it online, and a little tricky to find. But yeah, we're gonna have a little adventure. You can see behind me. That's the start of the trail. It's you can't really. It doesn't even look like a trail. And then get down here to the river, and same. Can't really see the trail until there. Now you can see it's a little bit of a trail just kind of going up through the bushes there. But this is the trail I'm gonna do, and there's some waterfalls and yeah, some interesting stuff. Hopefully I don't run into any bears or cougars or anything, but we'll see. But this is the trail I'm gonna do, and there's some waterfalls and yeah, some interesting stuff. Hopefully I don't run into any bears or cougars or anything. Wow, what a beautiful day. There's a big cedar tree here that's kind of cool to see. I don't know if the camera's really going to do it justice, but yeah, it's pretty massive. I find a lot of these big trees, the old growth trees, they've been harvested by logging companies. So, you know, be in the middle of nowhere, and there's lots of trees around and stuff, but you'll see a big stump where these big trees have been cut down. And for whatever reason, this area's still got a few that are still standing. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see them. But yeah, what a beautiful day, what a beautiful area. I'm actually gonna pre-look up it into the blue sky. It's sure pretty. And then right next to this river. And then on this side, the forest is so dense. I can't help but think there's probably cougars or something up there watching me. But yeah, it's pretty thick. Wouldn't want to go too far that way. But I'm going to keep going on the trail and see what I see. I'm going to show you the view. It's a lot of power with this waterfall. It's pretty incredible. It's funny, I'm actually scared of heights, so I'm pretty nervous about being so close to the edge, but it's, I don't know if this footage is going to do it justice, but it's pretty incredible. Lots of power. Okay, so this is the scary part of the trail. What I was saying, it's not a provincial park, so there's no guardrails or anything. There's just this little mountain goat trail, and then a straight drop down to the falls. So again, I definitely got to remind myself that I'm 56 years old and not the 25-year-old that would be hopping around this place like a mountain goat. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. Lots of power. Lots of power, and everything's still so green. Pretty amazing. Okay, so I'm slowly going to back out of here. I've actually got a bear in this tree right in front of me. It's probably 20 feet away. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous. Yeah! Yeah! Well, probably not the smartest thing I've done, but the spot where I saw the bear yesterday, I come back to, screaming my head off the whole way, so hopefully I made enough noise that I scare him away. But yeah, yesterday it caught me off guard, just because the trail that I'm going up here is pretty steep and narrow, and he was right at the top of it. He was maybe 10 feet away from me when I got to the top, and he saw me before I saw him, and he booked it up the tree. But I couldn't see him very well. I could only see his face peeking around the tree at me. It wasn't a very big bear, so you know, just in case it was a cub, you know, obviously if there's a cub around and there was a mom around, I don't want to be around, so that's why I booked it the hell out of here as soon as I saw him. But yeah, I'm hoping to do the rest of the trail today. I'm there, Vanlife, and we'll see. But yeah, so I'll turn the camera on and I'll show you where the trail that I'm going up. It's kind of sketchy, and it was a really shitty place to actually run into a bear. I'm lucky it went up the tree. If it had charged me, I would have probably fallen down here. And that's not something I would have recovered from. So yeah, so we'll continue up the trail. Just freaked me out a little bit with this branch. I thought something was behind me. But yeah, we'll keep going. We'll see what we see. All right. So hopefully no bears. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so this is that sketchy little spot that I got to yesterday when I saw the bear. And I'm going to talk really loud right now just in case he's up there again. But yeah, so I think this is the tree right here that he went up. Yeah, it's a pretty big tree actually for him to head up. And he was just up there peeking down the trail at me. Now he's not there now, so that's a good sign. But more sketchy trail. So we'll see what we see. Yeah, it's a pretty narrow little trail with not a lot of visibility, so I'm gonna keep screaming my head off and making lots of noise.
Yeah, so this is another little sketchy viewpoint that I'm too afraid of heights to get too close. So thankfully I've got a selfie stick on this thing, so we'll hold it over and I'll let you take a look at the falls. This whole spot is giving me the heebie-jeebies. And that's enough of that. This whole place freaks me right out. But definitely a lot of power, and it's beautiful. But I'm going to continue up the trail and hopefully still not run into a bear. And more sketchy trail that I can't see around the damn corner. So hopefully there's no bears. Still screaming my head off the whole way. And more of the view from this sketchy trail. One little misstep and I'm down there. It's an example of how strong the winds are here on Vancouver Island. That big tree out here in the middle of nowhere, the winds were strong enough to knock it over. It's pretty incredible, actually. The other day we had a windstorm at night and I woke up and my whole van was shaking. It was the wind coming off the ocean and it was physically moving my van. So yeah, the winds off the ocean are pretty incredible. Okay, this is really cool. I was talking earlier about the old growth trees, and so many places out in the middle of nowhere I'll find big stumps that, you know, were cut down like 60 to 100 years ago. But for whatever reason, this area there's still a few big trees that are still standing, like this one. It's amazing. It's a big, beautiful tree with the burls on the bottom. But, yeah, you can see just how big it is. It's massive. And hopefully nobody ever cuts this one down. Way up there. Man, this tree is beautiful. And there's another big one here that's part of the trail that's been knocked down. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Someone's come up here with a power saw and they've cut spaces in it so that I can step and walk and get myself up. Perfect, just like a set of stairs. And then just in case you weren't sure which direction to go, there's an arrow pointing that way. So that's kind of cool.
Well, this is pretty much the end of the trail. It's still pretty early in the year with snow melt off, and we've gotten a lot of rain recently, so water's super high, which makes it pretty beautiful for the for all the waterfalls. But I think in the summer the water isn't as big, and there's actually a little bit of a pool here that people fish in. So yeah, maybe I have to revisit this place in a couple of months and see what it looks like. But man, again, still wilderness. You walk 10 feet off the trail and you're in the bush. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of cool. I grew up calling this stuff witch's hair. Great for starting fires, but on this branch behind me, there's a lot of the dry, mossy type stuff hanging down. Kind of cool. But yeah, this is where I'm at right now. And the trail's right behind me, and it blends right in with the bush. You can barely see it. So I'm probably not going to include this in my video, but every couple hundred yards I yell my head off just to make sure if there's any bears around they hear me coming. But man, what a beautiful spot. Just another nice vantage point of the falls. Couldn't resist taking another shot. What an amazing day. And then of course, big, massive, beautiful tree right behind me. Goes way up into the sky.